Today, let's break down the 4 key processes involved in how we feel and process pain, specifically somatic nociceptive pain. These processes are transduction, transmission, perception, and modulation. Let's start with the first process, transduction. This is where pain begins. When you experience something painful, like touching something hot, a sharp cut, or even a chemical irritation, this noxious or harmful stimulus gets converted into an electrical signal. This is done by specialized pain receptors called nociceptors. Nociceptors are special receptors that detect pain and connect this information to the spinal cord. These nociceptors come in 2 types of nerve fibers, myelinated A-delta fibers and non-myelinated C fibers. A-delta fibers carry signals quickly at speeds of 6 to 30 meters per second. This type of fiber transmits fast, sharp pain, like a sudden cut. C fibers, on the other hand, are much slower, moving at 0.5 to 2 meters per second. These fibers send signals for dull, throbbing, or aching pain like the slow burn after an injury. When these receptors are activated, they release various chemicals to amplify the pain. For example, substance P, which is released by C fibers, causes slow, chronic pain. Glutamate, another neurotransmitter, is responsible for fast, sharp pain and is released by both A-delta and C fibers. There's also bradykinin released during inflammation, which directly stimulates nociceptors. Other mediators like histamine and serotonin also play a role by causing more sensitivity and even vasodilation, swelling and redness at the injury site. These chemicals create a biochemical response leading to a rush of sodium ions into the nerve fiber membrane. This process creates an electrical signal called an action potential, which is the actual pain impulse. This impulse then travels to the spinal cord and brain. Now let's talk about transmission. Once the action potential is generated, it travels from the site of injury to the central nervous system, specifically along pathways like the spinothalamic tract, which is the main route that carries pain signals from our lower body and trunk to the brain. Now we reach perception, where the brain actually recognizes and processes the pain signal. Here's how that works. The pain signal travels through second-order neurons, which cross to the opposite side of the spinal cord. These neurons then ascend in the anterolateral pathway of the spinothalamic tract up to the thalamus. In the thalamus, these second-order neurons connect or synapse with third-order neurons, which carry the pain signal to different parts of the brain, including the amygdala, somatosensory cortex, hypothalamus, and the anterior cingulate cortex. These areas work together to help us recognize the pain and respond to it. Now that we know how pain is perceived, let's talk about modulation, the body's way of adjusting or managing the pain response. Modulation involves the release of natural chemicals, like endorphins and serotonin, that work to dampen or alter the pain signal, helping us reduce or tolerate pain better. So, to summarize, somatic nociceptive pain goes through 4 main processes: transduction, where the pain starts; transmission, which sends the pain signal; perception, where we recognize the pain; and modulation, where our body attempts to regulate it. Understanding these steps can help us make sense of how pain affects the body and the ways anesthesia and pain management can help. Thanks for watching, and I hope this breakdown has made the complex process of pain a bit easier to understand.